putting laws in place that are rekindling voter suppression. You know, Dr. King, I was in Selma a little over a month ago for the 60th anniversary of Bloody Sunday. And I was reminded of the good trouble that John Lewis and them made as they attempted to cross the Edmund Pettus Bridge from Selma to Montgomery. They were beaten. He was knocked unconscious. Some people didn't make it out alive. But they continued to press forward with good trouble, and they broke down some barriers that prevented people from who look like me from holding public office because of their good trouble, they got President Johnson, Lyndon Baines Johnson, a Texan, to sign the Voting Rights Act of 1965. That law enabled me to be where I am today. And I'll never forget those whose shoulders I stand on. And none of us should, because here we are where we're seeing right now President Trump and Elon Musk and his billionaires, they are trying to take us back. They're literally, not figuratively, but literally. And that is why it's so important that we continue to speak truth to power. We continue to vote in the legacy of Obi Duncantel and Dr. Martin Luther King and all of our people who made that good trouble. They helped get the Voting Rights Act passed in 1965. They helped get the Civil Rights Act passed in 1964. Those were transformational pieces of legislation, but now it's being gutted. It was gutted by a Supreme Court that gutted the Shelby case, that gutted a key provision of the Voting Rights Act. That is why in Texas, last session, we fled and broke quorum. Y'all remember that? And went to D.C. because they were trying to pass a voter suppression bill. And we went to D.C. because we wanted Congress to reauthorize a key provision of the Voting Rights Act and to pass the John Lewis and the Freedom to Vote Act. That's what we were advocating for. Because of the old relic of the Jim Crow past, the filibuster in the Senate, we had two Democrats, even though we had a Democrat majority, a Democrat in the White House and a Democrat Congress under Speaker Pelosi, we couldn't get it passed. And so here we are today in 2025 where they're passing more voter suppression laws this session in Austin. They just passed vouchers. That is, y'all remember vouchers was started after they desegregated. After Brown versus Board, that's when they implemented vouchers so that they could keep their kids, take their kids out of public school and supplement it with our tax dollars. That's what vouchers are. It's a scam where all the taxpayers foot the bill for the wealthy to send their kids to private school. And so we're seeing vouchers. We're seeing an assault on black and brown people, on women. We're seeing an assault on the LGBTQ community. We're seeing an assault on the Muslim community. That is what's happening under this MAGA administration in Washington, D.C., but it's all over the country. We saw it last session in Texas with this anti-DEI. We saw it in Florida under Governor DeSantis with this, quote, anti-woke, ending African-American studies. And so it is time for us to re-energize ourselves in the spirit of Dr. King, in the spirit of Obi Duncantel. That is why it's so important that we work with the Black Heritage Society, because our work is not done. We've not arrived. We have not arrived in a post-racial America. I'm going to finish with this. Some people thought in 2008, when we elected Barack Obama as president of the United States of America, that we have arrived in a post-racial America. I had very high hopes and aspirations as well. I mean, I know my grandmother, who was alive at the time, thought that she would never see that day, but we did. We elected Barack Obama as president. And then immediately after, they formed the Tea Party. That was before the MAGA movement. Y'all remember the Tea Party?
Yeah.
Y'all remember what happened in 2010 in the midterms? If y'all didn't remember, President Obama said he took a shellacking. They took over the Senate. They had a wave of people that ended a lot of the things that President Obama was trying to do. And so you